pill and birth control, sexual liberation, women entering the workforce en masse, and social media / dating apps has really changed how we as human beings kind of see each other and the general trajectory of where we're heading as a civilization, especially in terms of Western cultures. More or less, the end result is now that women have basically delayed motherhood and marriage, increased their chances of experiencing a lot of trauma and pain from the frequent relationships that don't work through their teens and 20s and possibly 30s, and also decreasing just the overall trust in each other, men and women, as well as increasing the perspective of just wanting transactional expectations on the other side. We've now developed very false beliefs in terms of optionality of what's available whenever things don't just keep working out. We can give up, we can leave relationships, we can get divorced. And then that's pretty much led us to where we are declining as a civilization in terms of our birth rate. So I think that's in essence what is going on at this point. Each one of these things that I listed gave options to women that perhaps they didn't have or didn't have nearly as much as they did. Sure, in the past, women could have gotten hangers and, went in the back alley to kind of get that situation addressed. But once it became more formalized in medical settings, it made their ability to be able to delay a lot of things that were typically done earlier for women and throughout human history. They said, I can wait till I'm my late 20s. I can wait till my 30s to do this now. And simultaneously, I can now have sex and choose my suitor. So that was one way in which they kind of opened up the door for women specifically to start to approach dating and marriage differently. Then when you had the sexual liberation movement, they were convinced that trying to do life like men, especially sexually, was going to have all of these significant benefits. The consequence, unfortunately, is not only was it a rise and increase in STDs, a rise and increase in single mother households, but also probably a significant degree of dissatisfaction with women when it comes to their ability to be able to pair bond, their ability to remain satisfied, and always the comparisons of what's next or who's next or who could be better. So yeah, I think that, many of these, and then of course we can't forget the social media and dating apps. It's just it's convinced a generation of women, specifically in the West, that there's always a better alternative. There's always a best option. And that with the influx of the likes, the influx of the comments, the influx of men in their DMs, they're convinced that because there's so many of these men that want me, that I have all these options. And the reality is they wouldn't sleep with most of those men. They wouldn't be in relationships with most of those men.